The previous homeowner here had a brilliant idea. The guy thought, let's do some upgrades to the house that will sure to increase the resale value of the building, and let's choose some upgrades occupants can benefit from. So the guy went ahead and planned out a number of electrical upgrades to the building. He had and I'm just guessing here, $300 budget for accomplishing everything. That includes workmanship and parts. Spent $50 on parts such as light boxes, outlet boxes, faceplates, whatever, this and that. $50 spent, wire, whatever. And had $250 left for paying the electrician. At this point, he had to hire the cheapest, dumbest, most retarded electrician he could find. And in this video I'll tell you how all this panned out. I just spent 7.5 hours on this switch box and some wiring just on account of this idea. What's visible here at the entrance to my kitchen is what happens when a retarded homeowner hires a massively incompetent electrician. What you're looking at here is a plain switch box with just flip switch in it and some wires leading to it. This switch box has two switches. I have just one here, the other one is over there on the table, and these two switches power two sets of lights. This one is for the hallway, which is over there, and the other switch, which I removed from here, the ceiling fan and those 6 LED lights there. To do this, you need 3 pieces of wire. So this one and this third one here. Okay, this third one is going up inside the wall there to the ceiling, and this one and this one are on 2 different circuits. One is for the kitchen, so this and this will be connected through the other switch that's missing here, and this wire here is going down there. It's a 3-way switch, so you can switch it here and there to power that hallway light. So far so good. So what's wrong here is that instead of 3 pieces of wires, 1, 2 and 3, I'm seeing 5 sets of wires. This is extra and this is extra. So you can see that the jacketing is different on the wires. This is 1971 when the building was built. So is this and so is this. These 2 white ones were added later. What's wrong with adding stuff later? Let me explain briefly. The building was designed by engineers, approved by the city, inspected by the city, qualified electricians, that the loads placed on this circuit here, just these 3 wires together with 2 switches on 2 circuits powering 2 sets of light here and there, will take the designed electrical load safely for a long time. Along comes retarded homeowner and says, I'm gonna expand the functionality of the home. I'm gonna add some more circuits because it suits my fancy. The retarded electrician comes along and installs it for retarded homeowner. This one leads to a small outlet here. On this one there's a cell phone charger that's 0.35 amps and another charger for this phone here that's 1.5 amps. So that together is 1.85 amps when both of them are running and charging something. That 1.85 amps is what the original circuitry, these 3 wires, were not accounting for. Adding extra loads to the circuit will overheat the circuit and will trip the breaker quite predictably. It can, because it overloads the circuits, it also can cause fire inside a wall with one of these Mickey Mouse patch on patch on patch retarded fixes. The electrician also failed to advise the homeowner that the extra load on this outlet and the other one, which at the time was meant to be functional, would trip the breaker, and the consequences and the electrical fire hazard I just plugged in 1.85 amps worth of phone hardware. It doesn't mean that anybody else can't plug in a minor appliances, not on this shelf, but before this retarded cabinet was placed here, or a vacuum cleaner, or whatever people want to plug into these things. So the electrician there not only carried out work incompetently, but also failed to advise homeowner about the risks of this kind of Mickey Mouse patch on patch on patch installation. Now, inside the wall you can see what happens when the electrician fixes the drywall for said outlet. There, that's how it looks like. The corner, when this outlet box was placed in there and nailed into the stud with meticulous attention to detail, so the nail head is only sticking out about 7 millimeters, 5 millimeters, so it's about a 1/4 inch. And yeah, you can see it needed a little extra reinforcing there, the sheet metal plate. It does not come with the drywall originally, and here this corner of the drywall here, it blew up and was blown to smithereens. In fact, the electrician here clogged this corner up here to fill in that corner with mud that's bulging there with this newspaper here, which is from 2004 December 31, Friday. There, so that's when this was upgraded there. So that's where one extra wire leads, so that's an extra 1.85 amps, but the other one places additional loads to the circuit. I can't really get into the drywall cavity here, or wall cavity with the wall, but this wire goes down and it leads to another outlet that is visible down there. That outlet is right here. There, you're looking at it, except that this cabinetry was installed in a way that the outlet there is completely covered up. So the homeowner here figured, there, you're looking at the outlet, it's right here inside this cabinet, yeah, there behind it. So the homeowner here had the fantastic idea first adding extra circuitry and then adding this wonderful piece of cabinetry item, which also balances on a massively sturdy cabinet kick here that you can see. It's completely hollow here and hollow here, so if you place any significant load on this one, the bottom of it is gonna be pillowing up and bulging up, and the installation of this cabinet renders the use of that additional outlet completely moot. So that's how it looks like when retarded meets incompetent, and they are best buddies in home renovations and worthy upgrades. Also, when this switch box was installed here, the electrician installed it into the wood stud using 2 dissimilar screws. They are holding okay, but seriously, this one is a wood screw that works fine, and this black one here with a bugle head is a drywall screw with a fine thread. Now it holds alright, but this drywall screw is meant to be screwed into drywall, surprise surprise, and because of its fine thread, this is meant to work in sheet metal studs. There are no sheet metal studs here. That's a 2x6, they're made of wood. So I guess back in 2004, on or about the 31st of December, wood screws were a scarce item here in the neighborhood.